Hello and welcome to another World of Tanks video brought to you by Asmodeus. Today I'd just like to do a quick little rant and give a preview of what's to come. Anyways, today's rant is about XVM. And mods in general, but most specifically XVM. Uh, the one thing that I've noticed time and time again in regards to XVM and the people that use it is the majority of people that use it are, one, generally crappy players. Two, they always try and use it as an excuse for their poor performance or to harp on somebody. This list goes on, and I know everybody in the community has seen it. Uh, Quite frankly, it's old. It's like, you know, some XVMs show players what the stats of their teammates are. And quite frankly, I think that particular part of XVM, for the people that make those mods, should just be removed. Uh, Granted, it's nice to see how good certain players are, how bad they are, and get a feel for the general performance of your team and use it to determine should you be more aggressive or passive, to basically help you determine how you're going to play that. There are some players, notably the famous British player Quickie Baby. He uses his XVM like that. Quickie Baby is not a bad player. As a matter of fact, I would say he's a great player. Anywho, but the majority of XVM users that have XVM like Quickie Babies use it for the exact wrong opposite and quite frankly wrong uses. I can't tell you how many times I've been scuzzed in battles where I've killed somebody or challenged somebody that's barking orders at the entire team, just to have them turn around and call me a useless scrub based solely off of one stat, and that being my win rate. And personally, 49% ain't bad. I've been playing this game almost since it hit release in North America, so I at least know what I'm doing for the most part. And there for the longest time, actually, my win rate was only 46%, maybe 47%. In the past couple of months, I've been putting my nose to the grind wheel and trying to improve that. And thus far, I've succeeded in improving myself. But that's beside the point. The general point being is you got people that will say you suck just because you killed them. It's like, wait a minute, if I suck so bad, how did I kill you? This just does not compute. If I'm such a bad player and you're so good, why is it I'm the one that killed you? It makes no sense. And yeah, it's ridiculous. Same goes for the people that claim to be the best player on the team and they're the first one dead. And they'll sit there and complain and complain and complain, oh, shit team, shit team, shit team, useless scrubs, dumb noobs, etc., 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 etc. It's like, wait a minute, bub, who's the noob here? You rushed out ahead of everybody else, not paying attention to what was going on around you, and got yourself killed. and somehow, miraculously, it's everybody else's fault. Granted, there's not a lot of cohesion in pub matches to begin with, but still, take the responsibility for your own situational awareness. It really comes in handy, and since I've started doing that personally, uh, just by watching players like Jingles, Quickie Baby, and Circumflexes, all those people, Sidestrafe as well, uh, watching how they play and listening to the way they talk about their tactics and what they're doing, and starting to do some of that stuff myself and molding it into my own playstyle has significantly helped my gameplay. Granted, you're still going to get shitty teams or just general run of the mill bad luck. But that's RNG. We live with that. Now, as to the mod itself, personally, I used it a couple patches ago. As a matter of fact, I used it for the majority of 8.6, and I liked it. Um, granted, the one I was using, didn't show me everybody's stats or efficiency ratings. Uh, and efficiency rating is one of those little hidden stats. Uh, some people can see. Though I never wanted that. As far as how I'm concerned, the way I look at a game is my team is absolute shit. So I've got to try my hardest to get the best results out of the match that I can, and that everybody else on the enemy team are good players. That's just the way I play. Now, if I get a great team, that's great. It goes to an old adage: expect the worst and hope for the best. And in the meantime, do your damnedest. And what that means is basically, as it sounds, try as hard as you can. Make it the best game you possibly can. Getting back to the butthurt Beverleys of the XVM users, really, this attitudes like that need to stop. It takes away from the experience of the game, and it's a game, just that. Games, by their definition, are supposed to be fun. Just something for entertainment. Kick back, relax, and just goof around and have fun. There are people that take this and any other game or sport way too seriously. And, that's the kind of attitude that really can make or break games. You got people that will review the game, like IGN or some other big thing like esports. Those people come in and look at the community and the game. Now, if they think the game's fun, they'll take a look at it. And if they like what they see, they'll play the game. In games like this, where it's a massive community of people, and you got a bunch of people that are nothing more than deadbeats, who's going to want to play a game like that? And no matter how good it is, if all the people that you're playing with are nothing more than deadbeats, you lose people. And part of that comes down to XVM. which has been around for a very, very long time in this game. It's just, funnily enough, something I used to cuss at people for. It's like, oh, XVM noob or whatever. Now I just deal with it. Fuck it. It's just a game. You're the one that's looking like a douchebag anyways. As for other mods, there are some pretty interesting mods. Sound mods to make engines and guns sound historical, which is pretty cool. Skin mods, some of the things people come up with on those things is quite frankly amazing. And I think it was a lot of skin mods that helped prompt wargaming along to adding the camouflage paint. As they looked at what some of these people were doing, and some of the really popular ones were along the lines of historically accurate camouflage patterns on tanks. And I think wargaming looked at that was like and said, we need to do something like that, because obviously this is popular. And that actually speaks of a good development team looking at what people in the community are doing, things they like, things they don't like, and making changes to help keep people interested, adding new things in and stuff like that. Though, of course, they got to find a way to market the changes being worthwhile, which can be difficult in a free-to-play game. But this is one of the things I think wargaming is kind of hit into the right ballpark with, is having options for people that don't want to pay money, like 30 days or a week, or for the people that invest into the game, like myself, where it can be a bit more permanent. Hello. Wish I'd noticed that one sooner. It makes things a bit more interesting, and it gives people a little bit of that customizational factor as well. People like being able to tweak with their equipment. Though, on a miss side, I think that they could probably get away with lowering the price a bit. Though, in the same sense, let's look at a lower tier vehicle real quick. They kind of got the love spread around, and nobody likes paying a lot of money for anything, especially virtual eye candy, but they got to make their money. I'm not harping on wargaming for that in the slightest. It's microtransactions. You learn to deal with them. And it varies from tier to tier and type of vehicle, oddly enough. We get stuff like this by wargaming through the community, because it's a good idea, people like it, and it makes things nice. Now, honestly, I'd personally love it if they reworked the sound on the game instead of the generic sounds that we have now. I'd honestly love it if they implemented the full real sounds. Different tank engines and their guns each sound different and a bit more realistic. And it's stuff like that developers need to look at. obviously it's popular in the community and there are mods for it. Though, a mod I personally don't agree with that they might consider adding in, at least for newer players, is the hit skins mod. Um, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen those, but it's just a little skin mod that lies onto each tank that shows somebody where to shoot. Personally, I never cared for it. I learned the hard way where to shoot and where not to shoot. But that's just me. But it's a good mod, especially for new players that are having troubles finding the weak spots on tanks. A great piece of advice, though, I'd have to offer is aim for features. Decals like the star, or in my case, the paw print. Just little stuff. Just, each person's different. Everybody learns their own way, and it's a good mod. It's just one I don't care for. That's just personal preference. I've even heard rumors of people having mods that affect time of day, weather, stuff like that. They alone see that, and I've never seen any proof of it. But, that would be a pretty interesting mod. Have it where time of day changes. Night, middle day, early morning, raining, cloudy, foggy, snowy, and just little things like that. That would be fun. I've probably prattled on long enough. Just one last word. XVM users that are the generic norm for them, please stop being butthurt, Beverly's. It's old. Find a new drum to beat. And please, please, please ditch the sour attitude, alright? People are never going to improve if all you do is put them down. That's just the way it is. People do not respond well to being constantly put down. Anywho, this has been Asmodeus. Catch you next time.